So let's look at some examples involving trig integrals. So let's say I want to evaluate the integral from 0 to pi over 4, the square root of 1 plus tangent squared dx. So if you remember, there's a formula. It says sine squared plus cosine squared is 1. But if you look inside of our square root, we have tangent squared. So I'm going to take this equation and divide by everything by cosine squared. So here, for this first fraction, you're going to get sine squared over cosine squared is tangent squared. Cosine squared over cosine squared is 1. Just write 1 there. And it's equal to 1 over cosine squared is secant squared. So I can now use this formula to substitute in to my integral. So I had 0 to pi over 4, the square root of 1 plus tangent squared. This is the same thing as the square root of secant squared dx. And now I'm taking the square root of secant squared. I'll get secant x. And then you need to know the integral of secant x, which we talked about in our last video. This is ln, the absolute value of secant x plus tangent x from 0 to pi over 4. So now you're going to plug in top number minus bottom, secant of pi over 4 plus tangent pi over 4 minus ln secant of 0 plus tangent of 0. Secant is 1 over cosine, so this is going to become square root of 2. Tangent of pi over 4 is 1. Those are both positive, so I can drop the absolute value. Secant of 0 is 1, and tangent of 0 is also 0, sorry. So we're getting ln, the square root of 2 plus 1, and ln of 1 is just 0. So in the end, I'm getting ln, the square root of 2 plus 1. All right, let's look at one more example involving trig integrals. So let's find the average value of the function tangent of x on the interval 0 to pi over 4. So we've got to remember the formula to find average value. The average value, it's 1 over b minus a, coming from your interval, so pi over 4 minus 0, the integral from 0 to pi over 4, and then you integrate your function, which is tangent of x. So here we're getting 1 over pi over 4, and then the integral from 0 to pi over 4, tangent x dx. So I can flip pi over 4 up as a 4 over pi. And now, what's the integral of tangent? We talked about that in the last video. The integral of tangent, if you look back, it's negative ln cosine x from 0 to pi over 4. So So you're getting 4 over pi negative ln cosine, so I'll put in cosine of pi over 4 and those are absolute values there, minus a negative, so it'll become plus ln cosine of 0. I'm getting 4 over pi negative ln cosine of pi over 4. It's square root of 2 over 2, which is positive. Ln cosine of 0 is 1. Ln of 1 is 0. So in the end, I'm getting 4 over pi, negative 4 over pi, ln square root of 2 over 2. And that'll be my answer. I will say your answer does look like it's negative, but it's actually positive because this natural log here, that's negative, and a negative times a negative would be positive. So your answer here is a positive number